Disappointment is part of life. However, we need to help our kids go through it or learn how to manage it. And how do we do that? Hi, I'm Leah. As always, I'm here to empower women, empower mothers, empower families, and dads too. So today we're going to talk about how to help kids through disappointment. Helping kids quickly through disappointment does not really help them. Wanting to solve problems for them, we really want to do that all the time. We want to make sure that we fix it. We don't want to see them going through that pain, because it's really painful to see your child going through that. So what do we normally do? We're like, oh, it will be fine. You try to give solutions very quickly, and in that case, we are not allowing them to actually go through the motions, to actually learn how to handle it. That will hurt them in the long run, by the way. So we need to ensure that we learn how to help them throughout disappointment, because in life there's going to be disappointments. In life there's going to be some disappointment. Well, we always want life to go really nice. That's our prayer, and that's what we always want. But sometimes life doesn't go our way. Sometimes they don't get what they want, or we don't get what we want in life. And how do we handle that? If we come from a young age when this is not modeled, or when people just hide away from it, or they get the shame of failing, for example, the shame of going through something bad, some people don't know how to handle it. So because of that, I thought it's important for us to know how to manage that for our children. Also, to know what not to say. So if a child is going through something, they've come to, they've expressed their heart, or maybe they are crying, or they are besides themselves, how are you gonna handle that? As a mom or as a dad, it's best not to say things like, oh, other kids have it worse than you. Like, don't say such statements. Those statements are dismissive, okay? And or things like, oh, don't cry. No. So don't say things like, don't cry. Don't say things like, oh, kids have it worse than you. Don't say things like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, because to them it is a big deal. Or don't say things like that, like, it's not the end of the world. For them, at that point, it's the end of their world. It is a very big deal for them. So, for example, maybe she or he has been working hard to get a certain grade, or has been working hard to get into a project, or into football, for example, or she has been working hard to go into a musical, into a performance, or something like that, and they don't get it. So for them, it's quite a big deal. So instead of saying those things, dismissive words, those dismissive statements, I know we don't mean to as parents, but we end up doing that. And I'm saying, oh, it's not a big deal. Oh, it's not the end of the world. Oh, it's like, don't say those statements, please. Mom, dad, uncle, sister, brother, don't say those things, okay? And don't laugh as well. Don't laugh at them when they're expressing their emotions. What you need to do in that moment as a mom or as a dad is validate that feeling, because they are going through it. If they are crying, just hold them tight through it and validate them. So it doesn't mean that you're agreeing, it just means that you understand their feeling, that's how they are feeling, okay? So you can do things like, oh yeah, I can see why that has upset you. Or you can say things like, oh, that's disappointing, because they're already disappointed. So you're validating their feeling that it's okay to feel disappointed sometimes. That is part of life. Or so basically you try to be on their side in that moment, to validate that feeling, and yeah, hold them tight if they need that. And sometimes you don't even have to say anything. You just have to sit there and listen. Let them cry if they need to cry. Sometimes they'll say so many words. Just try and turn it on the positive, but be very mindful of the dismiss, or not to dismiss. Okay. Yeah. So what that will help them is, it will help them to know how to deal with that in the future. All right. They'll learn that disappointment is part of life, and then they will learn how to deal with it in future. So the way you manage that situation will either cause them trauma, or it will help them to learn how to manage that going forward. Yeah, so our role as parents in that, what's our role in this? Our role is to make sure that we support them through it. Kids who feel supported grow up with emotional safety. So what you're doing there, validating them, holding them tight, speaking to them calmly, not shouting back at them and say, oh, why are you crying? So not shouting back and say, oh, keep quiet, oh, don't cry. They are crying. So just help them through that emotion. Let them deal with it. Let them cry. If they need to cry, let them cry it out. And then don't offer some solutions at that point. Don't try and give any solutions. Just wait until they've calmed down and they're able to talk about it properly. And some of them may not be crying, but they feel frustrated. If you don't notice that frustration, let them say it out. Let them point it out. You can even ask them, so how are you, what are you feeling? They can maybe say, I'm feeling anger, I'm feeling frustration, I'm feeling disappointment. Whatever that emotion is, let them say it. And after they've said it, there's a way that will help them out. So it will help them to manage that emotion. And after they've calmed down, then you can ask them to solution. So what do you think can be done about this? They'll be the ones then to offer the solutions. They'll offer the solutions themselves, because you've let them go through that process. And then it will be a learning experience for them. Yeah. So basically, we're not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to be parents who can support our children through disappointment, because it's just part of life. Yeah, try that. And if this video has encouraged you, or it has helped you to see managing disappointment differently, save it or share it with a friend who you know it will be helpful for. Until next time.